What's up, Eagles Nation? This is Bright with Eagles Real Talk. The Fly is covering the Eagles in the game, and it is 53-man roster prediction time. This will be number 2 for me. There's a few changes from my original prediction. Before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more ERT. And, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button. Let's get straight into the 53-man roster prediction. Tomorrow is actually the final cuts. So let's just start at the top. Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew. Those will be the only 2 quarterbacks that we roster this year. Reed Sinnett, he just couldn't get it done. He had one really nice pass to Devin Allen for a 55-yard touchdown. But besides that, I just remember him not doing much for us. And that pick 6 he threw didn't help his case as well. Carson Strong, he's definitely going to be on the practice squad if he makes it through waivers. He's definitely going to be cut. He didn't even play that much, which was kind of weird. Considering he's a 4th string in a third preseason game, you would think he would get some time, but maybe they're just trying to hide him and stash him. Running backs, I have us carrying 4. Okay, so I have Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Kenny Gainwell, and I have Jason Huntley making the roster. I feel like what he's shown in the past, and I know he didn't have the greatest training camp, according to reports. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you firsthand. But I can say that he had a solid showing, especially in that preseason game. He had that one long run for a touchdown. He crawled the sideline and didn't go out of bounds and scored a touchdown, the only touchdown of the game. Only offensive excitement really of the entire game, that final preseason game. So I have him making the roster. I feel like he's a solid asset, especially on special teams. He can be a kick returner. So I feel like he's going to make the roster. I feel like Kennedy Brooks, he's the one man out. Receiver, so I have us having 6, okay? So I have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins. Those are our top 3. And then I have Zach Pascal. I have Jalen Reagor, unless he is traded. He still could be traded any second now. A report could come in that he's being traded to somewhere, so we'll keep an eye on that. But I also have Deon Cain making this roster. I felt like Deon Cain's a solid wide receiver. I feel like he's a capable wide receiver that can go in there, catch a few balls if he needs to get in, if we need him. And I feel like he's solid, especially like when we're blowing some teams out. 4th quarter, we need a guy to go in there, step in, get some catches, make some nice blocks. I feel like Deon Cain, I feel like he's going to keep getting better as a player. Really like what I've seen from him in the preseason. Heard good things from the training camp. So I have Britton Covey out. Didn't show me much. Didn't show us anything, really. In special teams, I thought he was going to do something. Devin Allen, this is where the Jalen Reagor, if Jalen Reagor is traded or, maybe cut, at this point, he didn't do anything in preseason. So I don't really feel the need I feel like we should just bite the bullet on the money and just get rid of him. But, Jalen Reagor, he's still on this team. But if he is somehow moved in one way or another, I feel like Devin Allen will be a solid number 6 wide receiver. He obviously showed some stuff on special teams. He had that 55-yard catch. He has blazing speed. So I feel like he could make this roster. So if any of the guys that I have out makes the roster, it will be Devin Allen. Other player I have out at wide receivers, John Hightower and Greg Ward. Greg Ward didn't even, he was hurt, with the toe injury. He may get stashed because he's hurt, but I feel like he's kind of came and went. I feel like he's done well for us as as an organization, but at the end of the day, we know what we're going to get from him, and it's just, a few catches, nothing that's going to blow your socks off. So he's one of those guys that I have out. Let's go to tight end. Dallas Goedert, Jack Stoll, Grant Calcaterra. So Grant Calcaterra, he didn't play as much because of an injury, a hamstring injury, but I feel like the team, they really like him. I feel like he's a Howie guy, so I think we're going to keep him out. I have Noah Togai, I believe is how you say his last name, and Richard Rodgers. Richard Rodgers is obviously a safety blanket. He'll be cut, probably be on the practice squad. If we ever need him, he'll get called up, just like we've been doing over the past few years with Rich. Offensive lineman, I have Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Isaac Salamalu, Lane Johnson, Cam Jurgens, Andre Dillard, Sua Opeta, Jack Driscoll, and Jack Anderson. So I feel like we're going to keep 10 offensive linemen. I feel like Andre Dillard is still being dangled out there as trade bait. I feel like a lot of teams could use a left tackle right now. So we'll see what happens with him. But out, I have LaRaven Clark. Didn't really show much. He's been pretty disappointing for the most part. Coyote, Josh Sills, and Cameron Tom, I have all 4 of those guys out. Defensive tackle, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Milton Williams, Big Jordan Davis. And I have Marlon Tuipulotu making the roster. He's had a pretty solid offseason. He's gotten a lot better as a 6th-round pick. That's what you want to see from those guys. You would just want to see improvement. So I feel like he's on the bubble, but I feel like he's going to make the roster as of now. Out, I have Marvin Wilson, who played solid, and he had a solid camp. So he could be a guy who makes the roster if someone's moved or whatnot, but I feel like he's going to be one of the guys out. Renell Wren and Kobe Smith. Those are the 3 I have out at defensive tackle. Defensive end, I have Brandon Graham, who's had a great camp. Is looking really good coming off that Achilles injury. Josh Sweat, Derek Barnett, Teron Jackson. And out, I have Matt Leo, which he could be brought back on the PUP exemption or something like that. So we have Sam linebacker up next. I have us keeping 3. So I have us keeping Hassan Reddick, Patrick Johnson, and Kyron Johnson. Linebacker, I have TJ Edwards, Kaiser White, Nakobe Dean, Davion Taylor, and Sean Bradley. Davion Taylor, I feel like, is on the bubble. I'm going to keep it real. He could be cut. He could be a surprise cut. Out, I have Jacoby Stevens and Christian Ellis. Now, Davion Taylor, he had a good training camp, but in the preseason, a lot of missed tackles. He could be a cut. He really could be. I feel like if anyone is cut from this linebacker position, I feel like it would be him. But as of now, I have him on the roster. Things could change. Cornerback, I have Darius Slay, James Bradbury, Avonte Maddox, Zach McPherson, and Josh Jobe. Josh Jobe, he really impressed me. He really impressed me. I thought he stepped in and played really well as a backup. And I really like, him as a development player, but I want to keep him on the roster. I don't want to take a chance by, possibly losing him to another team. So let's keep him on the 53. Out, I have Josiah Scott, Kerry Vincent Jr., who was a real letdown for me. Tay Gowan, I feel like he's possibly on the bubble. He's on the bubble. But as of now, I have Tay on the practice squad. Mac McCain, Mario Goodrich, and Josh Blackwell. Those are all guys that will be cut. At safety, I have Marcus Epps, Anthony Harris, and Andre Sacheret. Now, Reed Blankenship I have out, but that could be close. He could be a bubble player. He's one of those guys that's fighting for a roster. Kevon Wallace, big disappointment. Big disappointment, Kevon. This guy, he just misses a lot of tackles. He looks slow out there. It is what it is. And Tart I have missing the roster. He didn't have much of a preseason. Didn't really show us much. So I have him actually out as well. Specialist on the special teams, I have Jake Elliott as our kicker, Aaron Sipos, and Rick Lovato all making the roster. So that's my final 53. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my 53-man roster. I think it's pretty on point at this point in the game. We're less than 2 weeks away from going to the Lions and kicking their butts and starting 1-0. I can't wait. If you're excited and ready for this NFL season that's approaching, it's getting closer and closer every day. My excitement is just growing. If you're excited, drop some Eagles emojis in the comments and let me know that you're ready to fly high this year with the Birds. That's going to do it for me today. I am going on vacation this week, so I will try to post as much as I can, but just let you know, if I don't post every day, just keep up with ERT. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you do know when I drop these videos. That's going to do it for me today. I'm Bry with Eagles Real Talk. Fly, Eagles, fly, and you know what to do. Keep it real always. I'll see you on the next video.